Welcome to Stars Podcast. Through self-defense, mixed martial arts, nutrition, family, and all things in between, we share our journey of how we hack our mind and body to get the maximum return out of each day. Thank you for joining us. Enjoy the journey. Hey guys, welcome back to Stars Podcast, your growth mindset mecca. This is your host, Ron Jordan, coming at you from Rocinante Studios in Slippery Rock, PA. Blending in. Why? I love selling. I really do. Selling allows me to express myself in a way that others can enjoy. I've been told I could sell a Ketchup Popcicle to a woman in white gloves near the equator. My response, does she like her white gloves? I grew up in a small farm town. I had a decent patch of woods right behind my house, but I lived in town, not in the burbs. The burbs for us were farms. We had one blinker light, a couple of ice cream places, one gas station, 4 churches, and one beer distributor. My parents did not come from much, but they were able to provide a home for me to live in. Many times that home was thanks to my grandfather's ability to maintain his home. I was forced to move around as a kid after my parents split when I was 12, not because we were in an army family or anything like that. We did it because we had a new dad to live with again, and this time was different. I remember one time that I was pulled out of school because we were leaving while my dad was at work to live with another guy. That happened twice more after that. No matter what though, we always ended up moving back in with my grandfather. During those times of uncertainty, I always had coping mechanisms, and some better than others. One of those was acting. Acting like everything is fine at home. Acting like I'm happy. Acting. I became very good at it and actually enjoyed the attention I got during classes because of it. The teachers hated me, the kids loved me, the girls seemed crazy about me. I was good at sports too, which helped socially. However, I didn't play football. Big no-no, but I was able to deal. I was a one-sport guy. Baseball. I was already sort of good at pitching and playing in summer leagues. The best guys that I played against were 1 or 2 sport guys from what I remember. I learned that if I wanted to be the best at something, in this case pitching, I needed to only do that one thing, which was baseball. I became hyper-focused on one thing at a time. I practiced baseball more than you could ever realize. I was at every open gym, every practice, every game. I practiced every single day. I did not miss baseball. It didn't matter if I was pitching or not. I was there. The flip side of my hyper-focused meant that everything else suffered a bit. I made grades to play baseball, and that was it. I graduated from something like a 2.1 GPA and awful SAT scores. I was bound to be a local lifer in my town. Disaster dumpster fire is basically what I was going to become, and live in the same town as my family. Embarrassing. How do I get out? Nobody's looking at me for baseball in a meaningful way, which hurts. I was headed to community college. Now what? I looked at the affluent kids in the school as idols. I remember thinking back then their lives must be unbelievably amazing and easy. I wanted that ease so bad. I would have done anything for it. However, I enjoyed the company of other kids too who were less square and liked to get in trouble. I had to strike a balance because I loved playing sports and I did not want to be in trouble so bad that I would get suspended or anything because that wouldn't fit my character. I was able to outfit and act in a way that allowed me to rub elbows with everyone. I was able to blend in enough with all the groups that I never ended up getting super close with any of them. I look now and think about those times trying to blend in everywhere instead of just being me, but being me was that person. I was able to enjoy hanging out with all of them. They may not care much for me in a deeper, meaningful way, but they provided me with a unique perspective in the world we live in, which has been profoundly impactful to me. Reflecting now about then displays that there are thousands of versions of our reality. There are so many variants within the people. Being able to blend in and enjoy everyone's company is like a warm blanket for me, and a blessing, I suppose, in a way. A blessing because nobody really bothers me in their beliefs or their views. I may not agree with them at all, but they have worth to me. I know to stay away from some people because of how they present themselves to the world. People are my security. I love people. In the truest sense, I love being around people. Being with people is another reason why this podcast and internet has been so good for me, especially during the pandemic. It has allowed me to stay connected with others in a meaningful way. I don't love where I came from, but I love the story I have to tell now because of it. Here's the other side of this coin. Those of you who still live in the same town where your parents grew up, you're doing great too. It's all about an individual's perspective. that will determine their position as positive or negative. Hashtag enjoy the journey. This episode is brought to you by Valor Personal Defense Group. Self-defense is a perishable skill. Only through continuous and consistent training will one be able to effectively employ a skill set they have learned. Valor Personal Defense Group system is designed to offer constant, consistent, and affordable training opportunities for all individuals wanting to learn and stay sharp. We keep our firearms courses affordable to facilitate our continuous training philosophy. Now listeners of Stars Podcast get 15% off any firearms course with coupon code STARS21, which can be booked at valorcombatacademy.com. I recommend taking the Basics Pistols course if you've never had any experience with a weapon. They allow you to use an airsoft pistol, which when I was given the airsoft pistol, I promptly shot the ceiling. Now, they took me from that to the guy being able to put 2 to the body and 1 to the head in under 2 seconds and becoming an instructor. Just imagine what they'll do for your skills. Also brought to you by Fuzzy Monkey Coffee. You may think you're drinking good quality coffee, but are you really? Fuzzy Monkey Coffee Company challenges you to buy a bag of their specialty roasted coffee with an exclusive Stars Podcast discount. Use StarsPod15 at checkout and receive 15% off your purchase of any bag of coffee or single-serve pods. Go to fuzzymonkeycoffee.com. I recommend the Squirrel Monkey. It's a brighter and lighter version in my opinion, and I've been drinking it since the summer where I met Doug and Brandon at our local farmers market. And last but not least, Orange Mud Ambassadors. Orange Mud's sole purpose is to adventure and explore, and they just so happen to make gear to help with that. From nutrition, training, and more resources than you can shake a stick at, Orange Mud provides. If you are looking for some new outdoor running or hiking gear, hit up orangemud.com at checkout. Use discount code FF15JORDAN for 15% off your next purchase. I've been running their packs for about 3 years now. I had the double Hydra quiver and had recently transitioned over to the Endurance pack. I like the Endurance pack because it gives me the ability to have the soft bladder in the back and also soft bladders up front, which is easier on my skin. Storage and great for all my gear and ultra marathons. Make sure if you get anything, tag them in your selfies, hashtag Orange Mud.
So the journey has begun. If you guys listening to our content today had any kind of value or you were moved in any way, please feel free to subscribe, pass it on, let everybody know that these two guys are the truth. They're out here just trying to do good things to make good people. Thanks.